everyone, welcome to Pink Tutu Tarot. So today's reading, the way they phrase it to me is that we're going to be looking at both sides of the coin. And they say flip a coin. So this is a reading about a decision you're trying to make and getting advice from Spirit to help you with that decision. But in the reading, we're going to look at both sides of the coin. So we're going to look at, this is what it looks like if you go, with this option, if you go with option A or decision A. And over here will be, this is how things will go, what they'll look like if you go the other way. So yeah, we're going to look at both sides of the coin. Hopefully then you'll have a better feel for what you should do. So I'm recording the intro after the reading's already done. These cards came up in the reading, and I'm hoping they might help you choose the reading to go with. Obviously, just one card among many. So, group 1, the card is Winds of Change. Your surroundings will undergo transition. Group 2, your card is the Hourglass. Time is of the essence. And group 3, your card is the Queen, love and prosperity. So hopefully there's something in one of the cards that speaks to you. Maybe it's the picture or the words. Maybe it's just the group number. Whatever you decide, whatever one is pulling you toward it, just go down into the description box, click on the timestamp for that group, and it will take you right to your reading. And I will see you there. Thanks, y'all. Hey, group 1. Okay, so we are going to look at both sides of a coin today is how Spirit put it to me. So if you have something you are debating, something you're trying to decide, we're going to look at both sides, and hopefully that will help you come up with some answers. So I don't know exactly how this is going to go, so take this ride with me. All right, so on the left, we're going to have basically option A, and on the right, we'll have option B, different cards, and we're just going to see what Spirit is going to tell us. So hopefully you have something in mind of, what you want to know, what you have to decide between, and let's see what kind of answers we get from Spirit here. If you find that the cards as they start coming out don't relate to your question, then, just try one of the other groups. But hopefully if you were drawn to a specific group, usually there's a reason. So I always recommend listening, and you might be surprised at a message that comes through that you really need to hear. Okay. All right, we have the Tower reversed. Couple more cards here, Spirit. Okay. We have the Six of Pentacles. And one more, please. And we have the Strength card. Okay, now let's look at the other side. We have the Page of Wands. We have the Devil. And one more, please, Spirit. And the Three of Wands reversed. Okay. We're going to pull these cards as well. So for option A, your card is the Spider. Be meticulous and patient. And for option B, winds of change. Your surroundings will undergo transition. Okay. All right, they want me to pull one advice card for each side. And then we'll talk about what's going on here. How do you want me to? Okay. Okay. All right, so for option A, your advice is Ten of Wands reversed. And for option B, the advice is Page of Pentacles reversed. Okay, give me just a second. I want to take all this in, see what, if they give me any initial messages to share with you, and then we'll talk about what's here. Okay. They're telling me there is a transition that's happening regardless of the scenario. So know that. Okay. Okay. With the left, they're saying you're going to see. What are they going to see? You're going to see the situation more clearly after a change has happened. Where if you choose the option on the right, you're going to get more clarity before the change happens. Okay, so what are they deciding? Okay, all right. Spirit is saying basically you're deciding when to make this change, when to make this transition in your life. And they're saying it is an actual transition. So you may be changing jobs, you may be changing your home, you may be changing your lifestyle in some way, you may be changing your partner. They're saying it'll be different for probably every single person here, but there is a decision that you're contemplating that is going to change your life in a big way. One way or another, your life is going to change in a big way. So let's talk about what's going on here in the left. So we have the Tower reversed, the Six of Pentacles, and the Strength card. All right. Spirit is saying this option on the left is basically you deciding to do nothing, right? This is you being patient and waiting and watching and letting things unfold. So what does that look like if, rather than you taking action, you let changes come to you? Well, change is going to come in the form of the Tower reversed. Hold on one second. Okay, they say you are going to see this change coming, but you might not understand the full scope of it. In fact, you probably won't understand the full scope of it until it's over, which is their initial message, right? Their initial message was, on one side, you will, on the left side, if this is the route you take, things will become more clear after the change happens. Where on the right, you're going to create change and things will become more clear after. So, change is going to come to you. It is going to sneak up on you a little bit, but you still know it's coming. So it's not a total surprise, which is part of why the Tower is in reverse. It's like you're expecting the change to come. You just don't know when. You don't know exactly how it's going to happen. You're not resisting it necessarily, but you're also not instigating the change. Another reason why the Tower is reversed. Then we go to the Six of Pentacles. So the change comes. You've been waiting, you've been patient, you've been just sort of letting the universe take charge, or letting someone else in your life take charge in some way. And change happens. This transition happens. Maybe, if it's a relationship reading, maybe your partner decides to break things off with you, or your partner decides to, move things to the next level with you, or with a job. Maybe, your company decides to let you go versus you deciding to leave on your own. But it's not a surprise to you, right? So maybe your company is downsizing, that sort of thing. That's not going to be the case for everybody. I'm just giving a couple of examples to help illustrate how this is working. So you waited, the change is coming. The change will happen to you. Once the change comes around, you're going to get a gift in the form of money or assets or something tangible. Someone is going to give you something that means something to you, that has value to you. Could be severance pay, right? It could be divorce settlement. It could be just a gift of some sort. This piece you're not necessarily expecting, they're saying. You may be hoping for it, but you aren't necessarily expecting it. But Spirit wants you to know that if this is the route you go, you will get that thing, that gift, that payment or recompense, something. You're going to get something handed to you. It's like they're taking something away and giving you something in exchange. And the end result of this is you really feeling strong. And to be honest, I'm surprised at this, because generally, usually when I do these readings, Spirit is very pro, make your own decisions, go your own way. Don't wait for life to happen to you. You need to happen to life. But in this case, they're really kind of showing that if you are meticulous and patient and you let this change unfold, you're going to get what you deserve. You're going to get something. And you are going to end up feeling stronger in the end. You're also going to understand the perspective of the other party a little bit more than you might have otherwise. You'll have a little more compassion for them, because ultimately they had to do the hard thing rather than you making it easier for them in some way. And you will have some empathy and some compassion in that way. And you will leave this situation feeling stronger, feeling more complete in some way. Okay. Okay. They want me to clarify these cards and get a little deeper on them. I'm going to move this advice card over. They're not quite ready for that. All right, Spirit, can you clarify these 3 cards for option A? I hope this reading isn't too confusing. I hope it makes sense. I'm sure if you have a situation in mind, it probably is very clear. These readings I do are almost never my idea, y'all. I'm not good at coming up with ideas, but Spirit tells me what they want me to do, so. All right. We have the Hanged Man, 2 of Cups reversed, and the 7 of Wands reversed. Yeah, okay. So again, this change is going to come to you. Your decision in this particular scenario is essentially to do nothing, to wait, to watch, to be patient, to allow things to unfold, even if they get uncomfortable, just to let things play out. When they do play out, when this change comes to you, when this decision is made for you, essentially, you will be breaking away from someone or something, and possibly something that once made you happy. But clearly at this point, it's on shaky ground. So again, whether it's a relationship or a job, or it could be any number of scenarios, but you are breaking away from a person or a situation. But getting something in return. So yes, you're losing something, but you are gaining something of value. And in the end, you feel stronger. It's like you no longer want to fight. You no longer care about being on top, being like the winner. You're okay to sort of concede in this situation and let someone else win. And you just sort of accept what comes, fill your own well of strength, and move on. They're saying you won't feel like you need to be the one with the final word. Like, it feels very content. And from an outsider's view, it could look like you were the loser in this situation. And I say that very loosely. So like, take that word with a grain of salt, because it's probably not the right word. But just to use one example, if in this situation, maybe your company is downsizing, and rather than quit and just call it a day and move on and like tell them where to go, whatever, you just wait it out and let them do their thing. They end up letting you go. You get a severance package. You may not feel like the winner because obviously you were let go, but you, in a lot of ways, you make out ahead. So, and again, that's just one scenario. You will know if you're in a situation where your job is on the line and you're deciding whether to stay or go, to wait it out, or to just jump ship. You already know, like, this isn't something that's going to come to you and smack you in the face, So if that's not your scenario, don't worry. You're essentially deciding between taking action or waiting and letting things play out. All right. The advice, if this is the route you go, is the Ten of Wands reverse. Again, it's just let go. Don't fight it. Don't worry about it. Don't let it stress you out. Don't let it be a burden on you. Put the burden down and just allow. It really is a feeling of just allowing. Okay, so let's talk about option B. What does that look like? Option B is you decide to make the change. And it's represented right here with the Page of Wands. You stepping up and saying, this is what I'm doing. This is what I want or no longer want. I'm making this decision, and that's that, right? You're speaking your mind. You're making your own decision. You're moving forward. Anything else on that card, Spirit? Okay. All right. So you make your decision, and then we have the Devil card. And I know Spirit wants to tell me something about this card, so bear with me one second. Okay. They're saying that you're not attached to this whatever person, situation, job, but there is there is a bit of a fear still here. Even though you're the one making the decision, there's a bit of a fear here. There's a sense of loss. They're saying it feels like a challenge not accepted. And so you make this decision, but you don't quite feel very free here. You still feel a bit trapped in some way. And they're saying it's in your own head. You're trapped in your own head. Because there's a lot of what ifs. Like, did I make the right decision? Should I have stayed? Should I have waited? What if, what if, what if? There's a lot of that has you kind of still chained to this situation, even though you have decidedly moved on. And the result is the Three of Wands reversed. You end up feeling a little bit lost. They're saying a little bit like being out on the creek without a paddle, because you don't quite know where you're going. You just decided to go, but you don't quite know where you're going. And you have this card here, the winds of change. Your surroundings will undergo transition. So like I said, things are changing regardless. It really comes down to when and how. But let's get some more cards. Let's get a little deeper like we did with the other. And see what else Spirit has to tell us about this situation for you. We have the King of Cups. We have the Two of Pentacles. and the King of Swords reversed. All right. So as you're making this decision, it's going to feel good to you. You're going to have some emotional satisfaction. It's going to have you feeling calm. It's going to have you feeling settled. Like rather than waiting and being in this place of limbo and just waiting to see what happens, you're being decisive and you're making a decision, and there is a sense of peace and just a sense of contentment around that decision. You feel good about it when you make this decision. You aren't angry, you aren't being rash, you aren't being impulsive or anything. You feel it feels very calm and it feels good to you to make this decision. But once you make the decision, and we've got the Devil here and the Two of Pentacles, it becomes a little bit harder to let go. They're saying that you're juggling this decision, even though you've already made it. It's like you're juggling the future against doubts, and you're keeping this in the air, which it feels heavy, right? Because what you really wanted and what felt good here was that you were stepping toward your future, creating change that you want in your life. But there is still this sense that once you make the decision, you have a bit of a hard time letting go of the decision, of the result of the decision. A lot of second guessing, a lot of, what ifs, should I have, kind of thing. And the end result is you really not knowing where you're going. And then you have, with the Three of Wands reversed and the King of Swords reversed, there's a sense of dissatisfaction. It's the same change, okay? The same change, I feel, is happening on either side. It really just is about, do you wait it out, or do you make the decision and do it yourself? And even though you feel good about making the decision yourself initially, it feels like a lot of thought was not put into what happens next. Or at least not enough thought into what happens next, because you make the decision and almost immediately you start feeling like, oh crap, what did I do? Right? Okay. The advice for you, if this is the route you go, the advice for you is the Page of Pentacles reversed. They're saying, don't let this change topple you over. Don't let it affect your mind. Don't let it affect your life in a negative way. I do feel in a sense that they are sort of advising that you don't jump the gun, right? Don't make this change yourself. It does feel fairly clear to me that this feels like the more beneficial route. But regardless, the change is going to happen either way. So if it gets to that point and you feel like, you know what, the right thing for me is to make this decision, I'm just going to do it. They really want you to keep yourself as balanced as possible. Don't let go of the opportunity that brought you to this point, right? The hope that you saw when you made the decision. Don't let go of the dream or the idea that made you want to make this change in your life. Don't let go of that. Okay. All right. Got a couple final cards for you, just in general from Spirit. So let's see what they are. These are fortune cookie cards. Your first one is wisdom, and it says, to focus on the past is to lose the future. Heed advice from an older person, which will allow you to move on. And the second one is tough and trying times. Tough times ahead. Think long term and make decisions accordingly. And avoid negative people at all costs. There is clearly a message here that if you are going to make a decision, to really plan for it, to really know where you're going, and not just do something because it feels good in the moment. If you can wait, if you can summon that inner calmness that will allow you to just wait for change to sort of happen and sort of sweep you up in it, I think you will end up feeling better in the end. And you may get some payout as well. But either way, of course, it's always your choice. The change is for sure coming for you. So I hope this reading sort of helped you on your way to making this decision. Whatever decision you make, it's all yours, but Spirit just likes to help you open your eyes and see the possibilities. So thank you for being here. If this resonated, please give the video a like. I very much appreciate that. It sort of just helps other people find my videos so they can get the messages that are meant for them as well. And drop me a comment if you want to let me know what you're deciding between. I'd love to know. All right. Thanks, y'all. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Hey, group 2. Okay, so today's reading is it's an advice reading, really. The way Spirit put it to me, and they're the ones that decide what I'm going to do, is that we're looking kind of at both sides of a coin. So you have something you are debating, something that you need advice on. Should you go with option A or option B? So option A is going to be with these cards here, and option B will be with these cards over here. And we'll see what comes up, and then of course you can make your own, make up your own mind, make your own decision based on the information that Spirit shares. So, all right. Let's get some cards for option A. Hopefully you'll have some question or scenario in mind. And as we get into it, hopefully that will resonate and make sense. If it doesn't, then try going back and choosing one of the other groups. But I usually feel like if you're drawn to a group, that there's probably a message here for you. Doesn't mean that you shouldn't listen to another group as well, but if you really felt drawn to this group, there may be something here that you're meant to hear. Okay. All right. We have the Six of Cups reversed. We have the Magician. And one more, please, Spirit. And the Seven of Pentacles. And we're going to pull one advice card. And Knight of Cups is the advice for this option. We're going to pull the cards for option B. See what comes up here. Okay. All right. We have the Page of Cups reversed. They're wanting me to pull all three. Temperance. And the Sun reversed. All right. And let's get one advice card for group 2, please. Option B. And 9 of Swords reversed. All right, and I'm going to flip these cards over as well. So for option A, you have serendipity. Bright new prospects are on the horizon. And for B, you have the hourglass. Time is of the essence. All right, give me just a second. I want to take all this in, see if they send me any initial messages to share with you. And then we'll talk about what's going on here. All right, give me 1 second. Has been or there is? Okay, they're saying there has been, or maybe there is now, a change in attitude, a change in someone you're in a relationship with. It could be a romantic relationship, it could be a friendship, someone you're relatively close with. There's been a change. And the question is, what do you do about it? What else can you tell us, Spirit? Okay. All right. They're just telling me to jump in and look at the cards. So that's what we're going to do. All right. So for option A, what we're looking at, we have 6 of Cups reversed. We have the Magician, 7 of Pentacles. Okay. So the decision in option A with this person is whether or not to recover what once was. In other words, I'm whether or not to salvage this relationship. Is that right? Yeah, Spirit is saying you need to see whether or not this relationship is worth saving. So, we've got the 6 of Cups reversed. You're looking to the past to try to determine if this person is someone from your past. Could be recent past, could be further back, could be as far back as your childhood. But you're looking back and you're comparing then to now and wondering if the future can be better or if it's just going to get worse. It really feels like the question is whether you do something to salvage this relationship or whether you do something to, well, we'll get into this side. This side essentially is, the decision to take steps, make an effort to salvage this relationship. And you're starting, by looking backwards. But that's not where you're going to stay, because then you move into this magician energy. And Spirit is saying with this, that much of this decision is up to you. They're saying there's nothing you can't manifest. If this relationship is important to you, even if it's uncomfortable right now, even if there is some tension between you, it can be salvaged if that's what you want. Okay, say that again, Spirit. Okay. They're saying you have the ability to plant the seeds for the future, which they're representing in both of these cards, the Magician and the Seven of Pentacles. The Magician, it's, you're setting the stage. You are making it possible. You're allowing things to get better and focusing on the better, right? Focusing on what could be, not necessarily what is. And they're showing me that the result here is that this relationship grows. It may take some time. It may require some patience and some nurturing. But you can help it get there. They're saying you can make it happen they're clarifying. You can make it happen from your end, right? You can do your part, and if you do, they're showing me the result is this Seven of Pentacles, where it grows. It takes root. The seed you planted takes root, grows, blossoms over time. Okay. Hold on just one sec. Sorry, y'all. Okay. I'm going to move the advice over. We're going to clarify these cards. Just get a little bit deeper to see if we can get a little more information here so you have all the information you need. Spirit, can you clarify these three cards for us, please? Okay. All right. We have the Hierophant reversed. We have the Ace of Swords. And one more, please. And the Emperor. Okay. All right. So the way it starts out, you're looking back. You're spending a lot of time thinking about the past, comparing the past to the present, wondering, is the future going to be better or worse? With the Hierophant reversed, all right, they're showing me, they're asking me to look at this card upright and how happy this person is, just, sort of trusting in the universe and following, guidance from above, mostly focusing on the smile on this Hierophant's face. But you have it in reverse. So the way the situation starts off is you're spending a lot of time looking at the past and losing some of the joy that this relationship once held for you, because you're too focused on what was and how what is right now isn't as good, in your mind. And it kind of takes some of the joy out of this relationship or partnership or whatever it is, friendship. But you move into this Magician energy with the Ace of Swords. And, okay, they just said to me, your thoughts become reality, right? This Ace of Swords is so very much a, thought card. I mean, all Ace of Swords are, but this one very much so. And you put that with the Magician, and it's your thoughts become your reality. You can create the answer here, the solution. But you have to want it and you have to believe it. And then the end result is, again, with some patience, it will grow, it will take root, something beautiful will come of it. Hold on. They're saying you're going to see some answers sooner rather than later. So this will take time. But they're giving me this Emperor and saying, you're going to see answers sooner. In other words, as you manifest this, as you decide this is something you do want and you want to salvage and save this relationship, it may take time for it to fully blossom and take root and grow and be fruitful, right? Be everything you want it to be. Everything that, that you're hoping it would be. But you'll get some quick validation, some quick answers that will tell you everything's going to be okay. And then, of course, your advice for this scenario, if this is what you want, if what you decide you do want to salvage this relationship, they're encouraging you to make that move. Obviously, think about it, manifest it, believe it, but also step up and admit it to this other person that maybe things are off kilter, that they are not ideal, but that you care about this person or you love this person or this person is important to you. The advice here, if this is the direction you want to go, is for you to make the first move, to take that step to help it happen. And then, of course, we have serendipity. Bright new prospects are on the horizon. So things will come together. Things will come together quickly if you take that step. It, again, will take a while for it all to come, to fully blossom. but you're not going to have to wait a long time to get the answers you're looking for. Is that correct? Okay. All right. All right. Now let's move on to what your other option would be. Okay. We have the Page of Cups reversed, Temperance, and the Sun card. Your other option being Page of Cups reverse. You let this relationship go, right? Nothing wrong with that. For a relationship that doesn't feel good, doesn't seem right, you let it go. Where does that lead? It takes you to a place of temperance, of finding some balance within yourself, feeling more grounded, feeling more in charge of your own destiny a little bit. So it will bring a sense of peace and balance, and they're saying you won't go without. You'll be patient. They're saying you'll let things happen without you trying to manipulate them. Manipulating probably being the wrong word. But here you're taking an active stance to salvage a relationship. Here you're stepping back. You are finding peace in your own self. You are letting go of this relationship and taking care of yourself, filling your own cup. And that's exactly what you do. The outcome, unfortunately, is the Sun reversed. So we're going to pull some more cards because I want to see more why you end up feeling less than exuberant is the word they just gave me as a result of this. So let's pull some more cards because I don't want to jump the gun and make I don't want to jump the gun on what we're saying here. I can only tell you what I'm seeing and hearing, but let's see what else Spirit has to tell us about this. We have Queen of Pentacles. We have Five of Wands reversed. And we have Two of Cups. Okay, all right. This is all coming together a little bit more better for me now. Okay, so your decision is to let this relationship go. Stand in your own power. Own your own vitality and abundance and love yourself, right? Fill your own cup. You stop fighting. You stop competing for their attention, maybe. You stop fighting to be seen, to be heard, to be liked. Okay. This Sun card is not you being unhappy necessarily, because that's a stark difference from this Temperance. But what they gave me while I was shuffling and pulling these cards is, this is your person. They become very unhappy. And they end up coming to you. Whereas here, you pursue them, and it does take a while, but they wanted to point out here with the Emperor also that, in a sense, they have a little bit of the upper hand. Not in a bad way, they're saying. But it gives them a little bit of a sense of having some power in the situation. But how is that not bad? Okay, they're saying it builds their self-esteem. They feel good. They feel in their full power because you have gone to them and said, I want to save this. It helps build them up. And the whole situation, again, may take time. But in this situation, they feel better about themselves, if that makes a difference. In this situation where you decide to let it go, they feel worse. They feel a lot worse. They feel like the sun has been, covered up. They feel like the joy has been sucked out. And because of that, they will take steps to reconcile with you. What you do with that is up to you, of course. But they end up being in a little bit more of a vulnerable position. Anything else there, Spirit? Okay. The advice, if this is the route you're going to go, is to not think about it. Not worry about it. Don't overthink it. Don't stress about it or stay up at night. If this is the decision you make it be done, right? If and when they come back your way and try to reconcile, that's up to you. There is no shame in sticking to your guns, and there's no shame in giving somebody a second chance. That is completely up to you. But Spirit wants you to put it behind you. If when you make the decision, don't waver. If this is the decision you make, up until this point, just don't worry about it. Don't think about it. Don't fret. Don't wonder if they're going to come back around. In fact, they almost hesitated to tell you that this person will come back around, because it almost creates that anticipation and you thinking about it. They want you to not think about it. They want you to stay in this place of peace and filling your own cup and finding your own happiness. And then you have the hourglass. Time is of the essence. If this is the decision you're going to make, they're saying sooner is rather better than later. The longer you delay, the harder it will be to make any decision. And they're showing me here, like a decision is being made. Either you're going to consciously make a decision to salvage this relationship and approach them with that, or consciously making the decision to cut it off and move on and take care of yourself. Okay. We've got a couple more cards here. These are fortune cookie cards, just messages from Spirit that they want you to have in regards to this situation. Okay. We have future, and it says, you may travel or host an overseas traveler soon. Either way, great social fun awaits. And society. Say yes to all the wonderful invitations coming your way. Excellent networking opportunities. New love interests for singles will be the result. Okay, both of these are talking about getting out, being social, get with your friends, get with other people. Get out of your head is really what they're wanting you to do in either scenario. Focus on your happiness in either scenario. That's why these are in the middle. They're not for one choice or another. They're saying believe in you and trust that you can be happy with or without this person. So you have a decision to make, which is obviously why you're here. That's what this reading is all about, looking at both sides of the coin. What does it look like if you make the effort, step forward, salvage the relationship? It grows, it blossoms. Your person feels strong and confident and good in their own self. What happens if you decide to cut ties? Nothing horrible either. Both scenarios are good. You end up taking care of yourself, trusting your own guidance, your inner guidance, filling your own cup. They don't feel so good, but they do come back around. So I don't know that you can go wrong in either scenario, but one of these in the cards, in the conversation we've had, I feel will certainly speak to you and will feel more right to you. Keeping in mind this time is of the essence card. If you are going to cut ties and you are going to end this, don't drag it out. Do it and move on. All right, group 2, I hope that was helpful. I hope that gave you some insight and some guidance that you needed. If this resonated, I would love it if you gave this video a like. Drop me a comment down below and subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you next time. Bye-bye, y'all. Hey, group 3. Okay, so we're gonna look at two sides of the coin, essentially. Kind of help you make a decision, get some advice. We're gonna look at how things will go, depending on what you decide. And of course, the cards will get us there. And so here on the left, we have option A. On the right, we have option B. And we're going to look at both, and hopefully you'll have a better idea of what your decision should be. So hopefully you have something in mind. But as we get some cards out and Spirit starts to talk, it'll be hopefully fairly clear to you what this is about. But hopefully you already know that. All right. All right, we have the 9 of Wands, 7 of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. We're going to pick one card for advice. And for the advice, you have 2 of Wands reversed. Okay, and now let's pull some cards for the other side. We have Two of Cups reversed, Four of Cups, and Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And one more card, please, Spirit, for advice. And for the advice, you have the Hierophant reversed. Okay, and we'll flip over these cards. So for option A, you have Serendipity. Bright new prospects are on the horizon. There was another group who got the same card. And for option B, you have the Minstrel. Let your intentions be known. Interesting. Okay, give me just a second. I want to take all these cards in and see if they give me any initial messages to share with you. Okay. But what is this? Bear with me, y'all. Okay, I'm going to tell you what they've said so far, and then I think that there's more they want to say. So they said, you're going to be making a decision. They're saying that is not based on how you feel, but how you think. But I know they have more, so bear with me. They're saying there's a sign coming that will help you understand what this is about. But can you help us so they know if they're in the right reading? They're saying you're going to know, just watch the reading. All right, any other initial messages you can give? Okay, guess not. They actually said to me, stop asking questions and just get to the cards. Oh, they're so funny. All right. Okay, so for option A, we've got the Nine of Wands, the Seven of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. We'll start with the Nine of Wands. They're saying you're feeling a little bit uncertain, a little bit beaten up, a little on guard, like you have to defend yourself, which is what this card means. You're not sure what to do about it. You're not sure what the best course of action is, but you know that what is going on right now doesn't feel right. They're saying it's not pleasant. Yeah, they're saying you're dealing with something right now that has you on the defense. And it's uncomfortable and there's tension. And there's problems that could be averted, but you don't know what to do. And that's probably why you're here, right? There's something going on and you're just uncertain. You're unsure what to do. So fair enough. Then we move into the Seven of Cups here. They're saying there's going to be options that you're not aware of. And you're going to see it as an opportunity. They're saying Say that again. They're saying you're not going to know what to do about it. So what is this decision that they're making? They're saying you're going to be deciding what to do about this situation, taking all emotion out of it. And I do see that here with the Ace of Swords here. This is very much a thinking card. You're taking all emotion out of it and making a decision based on your gut, based on your intellect, and based on the future as you see it right now. Okay, I'm going to move the advice over. Let's pull some more cards and get a little more information. I feel like they're being very vague on purpose. They're saying we need to be. Okay. But I want to get you as much information as I can so that you get what you came here for. They're saying that you will. You will. Okay. Can you please clarify each of these three cards for me, please? Okay. The first one is the Knight of Swords. Okay. They're saying you're running from something, or wanting to, anyway. You're wanting to run from something at the very least. It's like you can't take it anymore, and you just want to get out of Dodge. Seven of Pentacles. And you're looking at your options and trying to make a decision. It's not very clear in this option. Okay. They're saying so you've got options, and ultimately what this decision over here is to wait, because you are indecisive. You're wanting to run. You're feeling beaten up in some way. But your choice here, in this scenario over here, is to wait it out, to give it time, to see what happens. Taking all emotion out of it, but making that conscious decision. It's not waiting it out because you're afraid to make a decision. You're waiting it out because you want to make the right decision. And you think waiting it out is the right decision at this point, rather than jumping the gun. Or at least, we'll say this. You're going to see you're going to hear some resonance on both sides, I'm sure. Right? You're going to make a decision to go one way or the other, but part of you is feeling this way. And if this is the route you go, we'll see how this turns out for you. Okay. And we have the Ace of Wands. Yeah, it is a decision. It's not the lack of a decision, but it is a decision to do nothing, to wait it out. Okay. All right, well, let's talk about the advice. We have the Two of Wands reversed. And their advice is, in this scenario, is to not, say that again. Yeah, they're saying if this is the route you go, where you decide you're going to wait it out, they want you to not think about what the options are. In other words, you make a decision to wait it out. Don't second guess yourself. Don't wonder, or spend time mulling over or thinking about other decisions you could have made or choices you could have, choices you could have gone with. Own your decision. Own your decision. Own your decision to do nothing at this point, which is odd. Is there more you want to say, Spirit? Okay. They want to pull another advice card for you on this side. And we have Five of Cups. They're saying go with the flow and don't second guess it. You won't know if you made the right decision until later. Okay, they're saying with this Five of Cups to pay attention to what you have to lose and or gain in this scenario. But they're saying stick to your guns anyway. Like once you make the decision, go with it. They're saying in this case, there's nothing wrong with understanding and acknowledging what could be lost here by doing nothing or doing something. Interesting. Excuse me. Okay, all right, you guys are getting a little bit different treatment here. Because they want to give you an outcome card for this scenario. In addition to this card here, Serendipity, which says bright new prospects are on the horizon, which indicates that some good is coming from this, but they want to give you another card in addition. So and it's the Magician. You're going to get your power back. Whatever you feel you've lost, or whatever you feel has been taken from you or sucked out of you in this scenario, your patience here and your willingness to acknowledge what you could lose by running away, or what or what the cost may be to stay, by really, thinking full circle about this situation and choosing to let it play out instead of running away, you're going to regain your power, your inner power, your sense of self, your belief that anything is possible, and anything is possible. as you can see with the serendipity card. Okay. All right. Well, that's something. Let's look at, this scenario over here. And move the advice card over. So we have the Two of Cups reversed, Four of Cups, Ace of Pentacles reversed. Here with the Two of Cups, you're separating from this situation. You don't like what you see. You don't like what you're experiencing. You don't like what you're feeling. So here you make the choice to pull apart, pull away, go and do your own thing somehow. I don't know if this is a relationship reading or a work reading for you or something else. I will say there are some similarities here with, I think, group 1. So there may be some benefit in you watching both. That's up to you. But what else do you want to tell us about this? They're saying either way, it's not going to be an easy decision here. Okay. They're saying if you go this route and you're basically separating from this other cup, right? This thing that maybe you once enjoyed but no longer makes you happy. Spirit will come in and bring you another cup. Spirit will bring you happiness in another form. The problem is that you may not recognize it. You may find yourself pining over what you chose to walk away from. And Spirit is saying it's okay to walk away. But if you do, be open to something new being presented to you by Spirit. They're saying it's going to be okay either way. But the outcome here in this scenario, or sort of the final chapter here, is the Ace of Pentacles reversed. It unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's going to be the new beginning that you are hoping for. But they're saying a lot of that is, it's in your own head. It's being caused by regret, is what they're saying. You're making a decision to make a change and then second guessing yourself. And what it ultimately does is pushes something good away. You've got 2 cards here where you're pushing, either ignoring something good that's being offered and or actively pushing something good away. Because you've gotten to a point where you're second guessing yourself. All right. Let's get a few more cards here. Let's see what else we can see about this decision. They're saying it doesn't have to be this way, right? You can make this decision, make this change. Universe will offer you something in compensation. The way to turn this around is by owning your decision and going with it and being open to new things instead of getting stuck thinking about what you walked away from. All right, can we get 3 more cards, please, Spirit? All right, we have the 8 of Cups. Perfect example of you making a decision to walk away, to walk towards something that will make you happier. We have the Page of Wands. This is an opportunity. This is a message coming in. This is inspiration coming in. But you've got to pay attention. Again, they're saying you've got to own your decision. In either case, right? They want you to own your decision. We saw how this one will turn out if you own your decision, right? We're getting there over here. But they are saying like something good is going to come in, inspiration, a cup of happiness, an opportunity. And we have Nine of Cups. So your tendency, you're going to walk away from something, you're going to be offered something, but your tendency could be to ignore it, pining over something, pining over what you walked away from, and to push away something good. But Spirit is saying good things are still going to come to you. You're still going to get what you are hoping for, wishing for, deserve. This is the wish fulfilled card. Spirit is saying it doesn't matter what you push away, we will still find a way for you. The challenge here is that you just seem much more unhappy here in this scenario. Doesn't have to be like that, but that's sort of how it looks. What else do you want to say about that, Spirit? They're saying what you can... Say that again. They're saying what you can imagine and what you can feel in your heart, you can make happen. And we see you'd be doing that here with the Magician card. Okay, they want to pull an outcome card for you here too. You have the ability in either scenario to manifest exactly what you are hoping for and to get exactly what you deserve. But you have to know a little bit about what you want and then hold firm with your decision. Not to the point of being stubborn, but just to the point where you are trusting your decision, trusting the choice you made. Okay. We have Seven of Swords. Do you want another one or no? No. Okay. Okay. They're what they told me here. If you are familiar with what the Seven of Swords means, it usually means sneaking off or going off. It can sometimes mean betrayal or like theft. But what they're saying is you're going to make out like a bandit. You're going to do something that nobody sees coming. And you're going to make out like a bandit. Regardless, no matter what. No matter whether you decide to wait it out or to go after what you want and leave behind what you don't want. This will involve more waiting, more patience. This one has the potential for more disappointment and regret, but they're saying that's all on you. You don't need to regret. You don't need to be disappointed because the gifts are coming. You're going to get what you deserve, no matter what. But the attitude can affect how you feel about it. Okay. So the advice here is the Hierophant in reverse. They're saying, if you make this choice, go your own way. They're bringing up the idea that a lot of times in some religions, in some churches, and this is meant to be a religious type figure. In a lot of religions, there is a solid dose of guilt that comes with following that religion. But that's why this card is in reverse. They're saying forget the guilt. Forget the naysayers. Forget the naysayer in your own head. Forget all the things you think you should have done, could have done, didn't do, including staying, and go in your own direction. Follow your own guidance. You don't need anyone else's permission to follow your own path. Wow. Is there any other advice you want to give them on this? Okay. All right. They just want to talk about this card. The Minstrel, let your intentions be known. They're saying to yourself, first and foremost, when you make this decision, do it because you know what you want and you know what you don't want. Make that decision. Tell your heart it's okay. Tell your brain it's okay. And go forward. Trust it. Don't second guess it. It's interesting. Very different reading, I think, from the other ones in that really the outcome, I feel from what they're telling me and what I'm seeing, the outcome is very, very similar. But it's your heart and your mind that vary, because it comes down to whether or not you trust yourself. Okay. Anything else there, Spirit? One more what? Okay, all right. They're wanting to give you one more from this deck over here. Y'all are getting all kinds of extra cards. And then we have final fortune cookie cards for you two at the end. Okay. And your card is the Queen, love and prosperity. Okay, they're saying this was a little bit tongue-in-cheek in that you're going to be making out like a bandit. You are going to be leaving. If you go with this scenario, you're going to be leaving and you're going to make out like a bandit. They're saying this is your real outcome. Love and prosperity. Everything you're hoping for. And then some. In either case, right? Either scenario is going to be amazing. They're saying you can't make a wrong decision. The only thing you can do wrong here, or not ideal here, is to second guess the decision you make. And they're kind of showing you how that looks if you do. Thank you, Spirit, for that. Okay. Finally, some fortune cookie cards, some final messages from Spirit. We have burnout. Your hard work will see results, but your health needs to be maintained. So check in with your doctor, dentist, health professional. Try to maintain a healthy lifestyle. They're acknowledging the fact that they know you are feeling beaten up. You're feeling stressed. You're feeling out of sorts. You're feeling burnt out. No matter what you do, take care of you. You are more important than whatever is going on around you. And then we have difficult times. Be on your guard against chaos as unforeseen perils or emotional upheaval are foretold. Yeah, again, it's just another acknowledgement of what you're dealing with. They want you to know that they know, they understand. They brought you here to this reading, and hopefully you got the advice you need. But they brought you here to help you understand that they know what you're dealing with, that it's not okay, that there is a way out, and you're going to get out of this situation one way or another, out of feeling this way, out of being treated that way, or being set up in that way. They're going to pull you out of it. They're going to help you through it, no matter what. You can't lose here. It just can be like, how painful do you want to make it for yourself, really? All right, group 3. Yours was a little bit longer than the other ones. I hope that's okay, but thank you for sticking it out to the end here and hearing all the messages that Spirit had for you. And I'm glad you were able to be here for that. So thank you for watching. If it resonated, if it helped you in any way, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you want to let me know what's going on with you. I love to hear your messages and how the reading maybe helped or resonated. I read all of them and I respond as well. So thank you for that, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye, y'all.